friends, Mark Holmes here. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. You know, I'm here at my day job. Michael's actually in eating some lunch and stuff. He'll be back out here in a few. And I'm doing these cabinets, doors, before we put our final coat of paint on them. I'm drilling for these hidden hinges. 35 millimeter. They pop in here, bam, just like that, concealed, hidden right there in the cabinet. It'll be perfect. So, you know, I like to think of myself as a nice guy. I like to think that I don't really bother anybody. You know, I don't know why, but there's people out there that don't like me. I've got trolls galore that are always, and I mean always, no matter what I do, they're going to go ahead and just talk trash. I get this. I guess it's part of the nature of the beast, you know, with YouTube. I know I'm old, technology challenged, you know. I'm not the typical YouTuber and stuff. I'm OG, as everybody calls me. In other words, you're old. And I try and be nice to everybody. You know, I live this philosophy of, if you make it up the mountain, it should be your job to try and help the next man up, you know? And I believe that we can disagree and still be friends. That just because we don't see eye to eye, that we don't have to be hateful. And I've been here with my channel, you know, like I always say, you know, if you don't like what I talk on here, that's cool. I'm okay. There's what, 6 billion people in the world? I don't need 6 billion people to always agree with me and come watch me. There's plenty of places you can go to get exactly what you want. And that's the great thing about the internet. See, when I grew up, when I say OG, I'm old. You know, television-wise, we had no internet. We had no cable TV. We had ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox 5, and Channel 20, which is kind of snowy. And sometimes we get public TV, 22 and 26, so we can see Sesame Street and the Electric Company, and Channel 50. And that was it. Wasn't a lot of choices. You watch that or you watch nothing. Now, there's a flavor for everybody. So if people don't like the fact that I like my quarterback, Dak Prescott, I believe in him, I think that he's going to be winning Super Bowls and stuff, that's cool. Believe me, there's Mark Holmes hating channels out there, plenty of them. And I mind my business, you know, so to speak. But last week, I had an Eagle fan. Lord Brunson decided to go ahead and come in and say, hey, Mark Holmes, I want to date you, man. Your Cowboys suck, this, that, the other. Yeah, okay, you know. And like I say, for me, I don't have problems with people trashing my team. All I say is, give me facts. Give me statistics to make an argument. And stay away from the personal attacks, okay? Don't go for just, you know, I'm not trash talking. I mean, I'm not trash talking individuals and things, okay? Because everybody's unique and everybody has their strengths and weaknesses and stuff. And this is just not the place for the personal attacks. And unfortunately, some of you Eagle fans don't seem to get that thing. That, you know, you'll come in and call somebody the N-word or say you're retarded. And, you know, it's just like there's no need for that. Because we're all football fans. We're all, you know, people in general. And there's no need for that. And so I was just minding my own business, you know, being my Dallas Cowboy fan and reaping my team. And here it is. My man, Lord Brunson. Now, I got to say, I appreciate that you're not doing the personal attacks and stuff, but you're talking about my team. And I get it. I get it, you Eagle fans, that you guys are feeling yourselves. You should. You won the Super Bowl 2 years ago. It's incredible. Believe me, I understand the feeling because I've been there 5 times before. And I know you're going to say, oh, well, you're irrelevant and everything else. Okay, you haven't done anything like that. And I agree. I'm not satisfied with my team. I'm not satisfied with what my team did. I'm not, like as you put it, one of those guys that say NFC East division winners that I'm proud about. No. I agree. I want that feeling that you have of winning Super Bowls again. Believe me. And I believe that my team is building towards that. Now, I get it. Like I said, you guys are feeling good about that Super Bowl, and you should, because I haven't had that feeling for 25 years. And I want that feeling again. Now, here is my statistics. Now, and I'm going to say exactly what I said last year. When the Eagles won the Super Bowl, I said, nobody repeats in the NFC East. Since you guys did it 2002, 2003, 2004. Back when Andy Reid was the head coach and he was building that team the right way through the draft and stuff. He wasn't the big free agent guy where he went crazy like he did in 2011 and tried to buy that Super Bowl because he would get this close but just not close enough. But nobody repeats in the division, which means it's going to be difficult for my Cowboys. And I'm hoping that we bust the trend because, we did win it 2 years before that. Kind of came back down to earth. My quarterback didn't play quite as well. When our offensive line was banged up, and we didn't have depth. And so looking at that, understanding that we now have a target on our back, understanding we got a tough schedule, that it's not going to be easy to repeat. And more than likely, as everybody's picking your Eagles to be the team, I think they're rated personally. I think they're kind of old too, because you have some key players that are over 30 years of age. And then you got a quarterback who, I agree, when he plays, he's a great quarterback. Or at least as long as he has a great running game, because 2017, you guys were third in running the football. When you can run the football, it ends up making it that much easier for your quarterback. And also too, because we always get this whole thing of, well, your quarterback stinks when the offensive line, or you don't have receivers because he has to have people around him. Well, Carson Wentz in 2017 and Nick Foles had people around him. And I dare say you actually have better coaching than what we have. You guys have a good system, and you should feel good about your team. Now, all I say, because you kind of get into it a little bit and going, I don't know what's going on with you and Michael. Y'all are grown folks and everything else.
The one that says he was trash out there.
Well, I don't. Here's the thing that I'm going to say to you, Lord Brunson, because I see it's going to be a fun season. What happens a lot of times, because see, I want you to understand that people always talk about me making so many videos that they wish I would just shut the F up. Because win, lose, or draw, my ass is always here supporting my team. I may not like what happened, and I will man up. If your team kicks the shit out of my ass, I'm going to say congratulations. You know what? You guys were the better team. I will accept that. And I will be here with the same energy because, the moron Tom Donnelly, we had a Facebook challenge, and when we lost a few years back, I had to be the Eagle fan that holds up the sign, I'm a moron. Yeah, that was my Facebook profile. I manned the F up and did that. All I ask, if it ends up being like what happened last year, when we kicked your Super Bowl winning team's ass twice last year, that you show up with the same energy as you did right now. That's all I ask. Because one thing I cannot stand are the cockroach fans out there. And you know which ones, because we got them too. We got Dallas Cowboy fans that will literally cuss you out in the first quarter and love you in the second half because we ended up pulling the game out. And then we'll cuss you out after the game. You got them, we both know we got some of those fans. I call them the 80%, because if it was up to those 80%, everybody on the team would be gone because they weren't good enough. Quarterback sucks. Tyron Smith can't stay healthy. Zach Martin wants too much money. DeMarcus Lawrence wants too much money. Sean Lee, he's always injured. Jalen Smith, you drafted a cripple guy. Jeff Heath, he can't do anything. Zeke Elliott can't stay out of trouble. So literally, I'll get to him. We'll review that later. But I remember the New York stinking Giants, after beating us twice, that those guys, oh man, we're a Super Bowl favorite.
No, they got hot.
Oh,
And that's all
right. In 2016, even though they didn't win a playoff game, their whole thing was we beat the Dallas Cowboys twice, and they rode my ass all off season. But then the beginning of the season when we beat them, they quieted down. Then when we beat them a second time, I ain't seen no more Giant fans other than Rashid. They disappeared like cockroaches. The Redskin fans, when they won this past year, they came out, they were feeling themselves. But then as the season went downhill, they disappeared. Now, I noticed a couple of them are kind of peeking their head out a little bit. Seems the coast is clear. Oh, we got a new quarterback. We do what we always do. We got hope. We got a new quarterback. But let me not get out too far. Is it safe? Oh. Just make sure you're not one of those cockroaches that when we beat you again this year, like we did twice last year, that you show up with the same energy. That's all I say. So let the games... hold on, one thing. And this is to your Eagle brethren. Listen, you want to trash me? Excuse me, my team? That's fine. Just have an argument. Don't just go through and say, Cowboys suck. Give me a reason why they suck. Point to some statistics. Do some research before you try and trash my Dallas Cowboys. If you want to say Dak sucks, okay. Point out the numbers and the statistics that prove that he's a dink conductor and all that, okay? And compare him to Carson Wheelchair Wentz. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say wheelchair. Carson Wentz. Then we can have a discussion and a debate. Because this isn't about saying you're ugly and you smell like crap. No, this is not that kind of stuff. Let's use our mind. Let's put a little work behind it. That being said, I need to get back to work. I got some doors to work on. Got to turn the camera up, didn't I? I'm Mark Holmes with Michael Anthony Fitness, and I'm sure I'll be hearing from you soon, Lord Brunson.